I am an autism mom. My son has autism, ADHD. I'm autistic as well, and I have ADHD. I raised children in the foster care system for 10 years with special needs, and I am a certified parenting coach that has helped 14,151 parents of children with highly sensitive needs or neurodivergent brains. And I'm going to share with you today three things that I stopped doing as a special needs mom. Hello, my name is Marcela Collier. I'm a certified parenting coach, and my team of coaches and I have helped so many parents bring peace to their parenting and raise emotionally healthy, highly sensitive, and neurodivergent kids. I encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed, and let's start talking about these three things that I stopped doing. Number one, comparison. I have twins. One of them is autistic, the other one is neurotypical. And I used to compare them a lot before I knew my son was autistic. And it was more related to, okay, he's already sitting up. How come my other son is not sitting up? Well, wait, he's talking, he's responding to his name. How come my son? And I remember thinking, am I doing something wrong? Is it that I'm not doing enough with my other son? I was confused. The same things I do for him, I do for the other one. How come one is reaching milestones and the other one is not? Do you relate to that? If you do, just click the like button, send it to a friend, because this is going to get juicy in a little bit. The struggle is real until I learned, once my son was declared autistic, diagnosed, I would better say, that I should not compare them because he processes his world differently. He, of course, is going to do everything at a new pace. So just knowing that my son has this diagnosis helped me be a lot more patient with the process, with what it takes for him to reach his milestones. And it helps me be less guilty myself because I don't see it anymore as I'm doing something wrong, but as this is part of his support needs. That's why he is not responding to his name. That's why he is not turning homework. That's why he needs more. He still needs me to help him put his shoes on, and he's 8 years old. It makes sense to me now that I know that I'm raising a special needs child. Number two, I stopped. Number two thing that I stopped doing as a special needs mom is that I stopped searching for mom advice, because moms, yes, they talk from their experience and from their inexperience as well. If they have the case, they talk from what happened to them with their kid that might be completely different to what's happening to you and to your child. Even if they have the same diagnosis as your child, it's a different person, it's a different experience. If you have an autistic child, is that it is a spectrum. I'm autistic and I do things differently than my son. Even if we relate in some ways, there are things that for me are a need, that for him are a strength. He has no problem looking at his iPad while we're in the car. I can never do that, having the sensory needs that I have. So when we rely on mom advice instead of professional advice, we get confused. We start catastrophizing if we see like worse cases than ours. We start comparing ourselves. How come her autistic child is doing all these things and my autistic child is not doing so? We start taking advice that is not educated because the so and so oil worked for her child. Would that work for your child? Instead, what I did, that I started reaching out and to the professionals, to the therapists, to the parenting coaches, to the psychiatrist, to the school psychologist. I started relying on professionals who understood the diagnosis, who understood my child's unique needs, and who understood his medical history. The same way I started for me, I started reaching out to parenting professionals to help me feel better with myself, feel better with my parenting, the way I'm showing up for my child. That's what I do all day in HIC parenting. I help parents of highly sensitive children and neurodivergent children feel a lot more peace raising those kids from the understanding of their children's unique needs. But when we just rely on mama advice, we are setting up ourselves for failure. They could have the best intentions, but still, yet, they're speaking from their experience when ours could be completely different. And number three thing that I stopped doing once as a special needs mom is that I stopped taking things personal. And this is a hard one because I took things personal a lot with my children in foster care. Remember, I did foster care for a long time. If they're still having aggressive meltdowns, then you must be doing something wrong, Marcela. When in reality, this child was having PTSD, ADHD, a hormonal disorder. He was having a lot of challenges that had nothing to do with me. Taking their meltdowns personal could look like as I give them a hug, I offer a hug, I offer a cuddle, I tell them I love them, and they still keep melting down. It's not because you're not doing enough. It's not because you are not a good parent. It's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because their triggers, what triggers their meltdown, could be so intense for their nervous system that the a hug and I love you and I'm here for you is not enough for them to calm down. It's just like you just gotta give them time. I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong. You just gotta give them time, and that's something that I learned as a special needs mom. When we practice compassion and patience of our own selves, we are able to be present a lot longer with our kids and not drown in reactivity. If you're like, Marcela, I want to be more patient, I want to be more patient, I have a free class for you. I think I announce it in every single video, but it will help you. It is completely free. And it will show you the system, the parenting with understanding system of needs that will help you understand yourself and your children a lot more and parent them with a lot more peace. You can find this class on hicparenting.com, or it's in the description below, or I'm going to put a card up here, and you can start parenting them a lot more relaxed and knowing that you are a good parent with tools and with the proper roadmap. I'm very curious. Any of these three things that I stopped doing, are you still doing them? Comparing, searching for mom advice, and taking behaviors really personal? Let me know in the comments if you relate a lot to one of these or all of them. Send it to a friend, send it to your spouse, send it to your sister, send it to your bestie. Let them know that this video helped you and it could help them as well. And I want to let you know that it only takes understanding of yourself and of your children's needs to transform your parenting. I'll see you next time. Ciao.